Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, She's 40 but looks and acts like a child. Let's get right into it.
I'm in my 40s and I want to share with you the dating advice I wish I knew when I was in my 20s. First, stop being nice to men. We are too nice to men and they're not nice enough to us. Stop worrying about his feelings. Number two, don't be a good girl. Men say that they want a good girl, but they really don't. Men don't know what they want. They say a lot of things, but they do the opposite. Be you. In fact, be a little mean. Number three, which ties into both of these, don't be accessible to them all the time. I know we think that they'll like us more when we always answer their phone calls and we're there for them and we'll drop everything when they need us. And I wish I can say that that's true, but it's not. They think of you as less and as not as important when you do that. They'll take advantage of your kindness and it won't give you points in their head. Maybe at first they might seem like they like it, but they really don't. They want someone that's a little mean to them and that's not going to be there every time they call. They're going to respect you and your time when you're not always available to them. Number four, really quickly, always have your own life. Always have your own hobby so that you're not fixated on him and thinking of him all the time. The reason why most women are obsessed with men is because they don't have their own life, respectfully. So get a life, get a hobby, learn some languages, learn a craft, learn something fun so that you're not stuck on him all day. I'm in my 40s and I want to...
Is it me or she didn't seem like she's in her 40s? I mean, everything she just said sound like something I would hear from a 20-year-old. I mean, seriously, right? Like, stop being nice to men. They're not nice to us. That's good advice. Men don't want good girls. That's good advice. Don't be so available. That's good advice. So let me get this right. You think men want women who are mean to them, rarely available, and are not good girls. You sound like you're describing a single mom. You know what I'm saying? Because single moms don't have no time. They're definitely not good girls because they're carrying someone else's legacy. And they're usually not nice to us. I'm just saying. So I'm here to prove you wrong. No, we don't want that. And it's crazy because she sounds like a child. It's not just me. Even her comments think she's a child. People are reading in her comments, 40s? 40? Oh my. And she smiles. Someone else wrote, ma'am, I thought you were my age. I'm 24. She says, I'm 42. In spirit. So she's 42, right? Doesn't look like she's 42. Another person said, you're not 40. Quit lying, ma'am. She says, it's fun. Maybe she is. I don't know. So maybe she is not 40. I don't know. I can't figure it out. She said, you're not in your 40s, honey. It's okay to be 27. She says, I'm not 27. So I'm not too sure if this girl's lying, but to me, one of the dead giveaways is that her username is Rhea Got Giggles, right? But it's hard to tell nowadays because women in their 40s act like children anyway. If you don't believe me, here's another woman claiming to be in her 40s, and look how she acts. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
So I was outside yesterday, right? And I seen a dude that I literally just recently gave my number to. And we hadn't met face to face, but we had texted a little bit. And the only reason why I gave him my number is because he sell tree. And I'm a tree consumer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you got some gas, whatever. So that's the only reason why we exchanged numbers. So, of course, that was the segue for him to try to whatever. So he wanted to go out and have a drink on Friday, which I was okay with. But after I had got off of work, I was like, no, it wasn't Friday. It was Thursday, not Friday, but Thursday. And I was like, I ain't really feel like it or whatever. I see him yesterday outside at the Juneteenth event yesterday. That nigga is short as hell. Like, what the fuck I'm supposed to do with a short man? I'm short. I'm only like 5'3". Like, what I'm supposed to do with a short nigga? Like, I don't want to mess with nobody that ain't towering me to some extent. Like, you don't have to be, a giant. But you have to be bigger than me. I was looking like, because we walked past each other and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Nigga's short as hell. I don't like that. I don't like that shit at all. Like,
You made a whole TikTok about how short a man is. And he's the weed man. You gave your number to the weed man, but you forgot how tall the weed man was. And now you're mad at him because he's trying to get with you, and you in your 40s, and you playing hard to get. Girl, you have a tattoo on your chest, and it's an ace of spades. What's wrong with you? Something is really wrong with you. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. A lot of women, they're in their 40s, but they act like children. This doesn't make sense to me. You're talking about, I'm a tree consumer. You are in your 40s, lady. Where's your kids? Where's your life? Where's your husband? Like, and you want a man that's taller than you, better than you, but who the hell are you better than? Like, this is what we have to do it. I'm 37, and I'll admit this. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm 37, so I'm not 40 yet, right? I got a couple years to go. So don't age me. But I think being 40 nowadays is way different than when I was growing up and I was surrounded by 40-year-olds. For example, I remember when my dad turned 40. I was 12, okay? And that seemed like an adult to me. These people here, including myself, it doesn't remind me of my dad when he was in his 40s. So nowadays, it's like we're prolonging adolescence in adults. This is what feminism has done. Feminism has prolonged adolescence in adults. We're all victims. I feel like I'm a victim too. You know what I'm saying? I can't fully grow up in a way, even though, I got my life together, my body together, my health together, my business together. I'm doing things, but it's like I'm not ready to be in a relationship because this is what's in the market, right? Immature women my age. And some women my age are easier to deal with, but we still have nonsense. Anyway, here's a girl. She's not in her 40s, but she describes her date with a 40-year-old man. And I'm saying this because a lot of women think that men in their 40s can't date a 20-year-old. Well, this is going to prove you wrong. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I want to tell you guys how it went. First of all, I was going to leave this shit alone. I was never going to say anything about it. And then I was talking to this guy today, and he asked me what was the oldest I went out with, and I was just like, oh, just like this 40-year-old man. And then, like, I was in, like, the store right now, and I was walking, and why this man was in the store? Yeah, I was scared. I was like, oh, no, he saw me. But let me just tell you guys what happened. Embarrassing. And I really don't know how you guys do it. Like, when I see all of these young people dating old men, like, maybe it looks cute because they got money and they can afford shit, but oh my goodness, it's weird. Like, let me preface. So we were meeting up at Yard House, and he wanted to come pick me up, but I don't let nobody come pick me up because I don't know you, So he wanted to come pick me up. I didn't let him. We went to Yard House. It was like what was it, like a 40-minute wait. So then I was like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather go have Red Lobster. I like Red Lobster. So he was just like, okay, cool. So we were parked by Yard House, but it's in like the same parking lot. And then he was like, do you want to hop in my car, or I'll just drive you over there? And I was like, honestly, I could just take my car. And he was like, do you mind if I hopped in your car? And I'm just like, no, like, that's perfectly fine. So we left his car at Yard House, and we drove to Red Lobster. And when we were at Red Lobster, everything was cool at first until it wasn't. Like, this man, he ordered fish and chips, whatever, and I had like this platter of stuff. And when our food came out, like, his fish and chips came with one side of ketchup. And this man, everything was fine until he saw it. And he was like, oh, do you mind if I get extra ketchup? She was like, yeah, I'll be right back. But she was taking forever. And then eventually this man, he starts beating on the table. He's like, doing that. I said, what's going on? I was smiling. I said, what's going on? Like, what the fuck? Why are you beating on the table? And he was just saying, like, oh, she's taking too long for my ketchup. And she gonna keep taking forever to get my ketchup. It's coming out of her tip. And I'm just like, like you're crying over fucking you have some ketchup. Just start eating your fucking food. I digress. He did not eat his food until he got his ketchup. And honestly, it was just so fucking embarrassing. And then on his plate, it came.
So as you can see, dating a woman in her 20s is not much better. Okay? It's a hard time too. It is a hard time too. Okay? People in the comments. By the way, she got 290 comments. So how many subscribers or followers she got? She got 767 followers. But because she dates an older man and she's attractive, people are going to comment on it. All right? One person said, you sound goofy and childish. And she responded, you must be a 40-year-old man. I think he is. Okay, he might be even older than that. Okay, but it's true. Another person said, this is a little girl's story. Immaturity. She says, I'm 22. Okay? She's fine too, and I want you. Okay. So nothing about the story had anything to do with him being 40. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think she just thought that, I guess, men who bang on the table when they don't get ketchup, that's what 40-year-olds do? No, you dated a loser or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he bagged you. So I'm assuming he got something going on because she's pretty attractive. So the fact that he bagged you has to say something about him, right? Not every man in their 40s is bagging 22-year-olds. But she might be a gold digger. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's the story we got so far. Let's listen to what else she has to say.
Hush puppies, right? I never in my life had a fucking hush puppy. This man, I was like, what is that? And he was like, I don't know. I think it's like this bread ball. And I was just like, oh, what is it? And like, I didn't know what the fuck it was. So I like Google image searched it and it said hush puppy. And I'm just like, oh, I've never had a hush puppy before. I was like, out of all the seafood I had, I've never had a hush puppy. It came from Red Lobster on his food place. So I'm thinking this must be like a seafood item. He's gonna say, you know what it is. I was like, I know what a hush puppy is. Like I just said, I've just never had one before. He's gonna say, you know what it is. I'm like, oh, you're trying to insinuate all black people eat fucking hush puppies, bitch. I'm sure a lot of black people eat a lot of stuff that I do not eat. What? Like, what? Dumbass went somewhere else with it. Maybe it was for the plot. Just seeing how far the night can go. So then after that, he was just like after the dinner, he paid and stuff and blah, blah, blah. It was just like, I was already cringed out. But then he was like, let's go do something else. So I was like, we could go shoot pool. And then, I think I'm hungry. And then he was just like, yeah, we could go shoot pool. So long story short, we drove to the bowling alley to go shoot pool. I think we still took my car. And on the way to the bowling alley, we were talking. I'm just like, whatever. But then he's like, I'm so glad we didn't take my car because my car's really dirty. At your big ass age, your car's dirty. My car's... I was gonna say my car not dirty, but I have to look back there. But my car would never. What do you mean your car is dirty at your big ass age? Why does my phone keep trying to fall? So I digress. We get to the bowling alley. We're shooting pool, and there was all these attractive young people there. It was people my age there, and I'm just like, oh, my phone keeps falling. Let me just hold it. And then yeah, I was just like, oh, this is not for me. Like I don't think I'm an old man's like gym like trophy girl. Oh, why is my lip tingling? It just wasn't for me, guys. I don't know how people do it. After we shoot pool like maybe 3-4 times. It was okay, but like I was embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie, I was embarrassed to be there. And then eventually I dropped him back off at his car, told him we'd keep talking. As soon as I got in my car, I blocked his ass. Oh.
Yeah, so guys, you gotta be wary of women like this. You know, she clearly is looking for an adventure, fun time, free food, free activities, attention. It costs her nothing to just show up and spend your money, your resources. So avoid girls like this, okay? I don't know. She kind of has this idea that all 40-year-old men are like the man that she dated. And this is one of the weird things about women. Women say don't generalize, but all they do is generalize. You know, you ever wondered that all they do is generalize. Oh, you're being so, you know, there's nuances, there's like spectrums, and there's shades of gray, and not all women. But for you have one encounter with one 40-year-old man, and it's all 40-year-old men are like this. But women don't change, you know, they don't grow up. This is actually very normal. The thing that gave away her age is how she tells a story. She tells a story like a child. When you get older, you don't have this type of tone and disposition. And like, oh my God, and like, I'm embarrassed. And like, you could tell that she's not so far removed from high school. This is how she talks at a 7th grade level, okay? Her beauty is getting her far, but this is one of the downsides, right? So it's kind of, the dating pool is just all screwed, right? 40-year-old women, they're undesirable. 20-year-old women, undesirable. Like, I don't know what the perfect blend of age and fertility is for women. I'm not sure. I'm still figuring this out. I'm hopeful. My thoughts are improve my income, keep myself healthy, improve my life, and I don't have to chase after women. Women can chase after me, and that's what usually is the reality of my life anyway. But we have a 40-year-old woman here, and she's She kind of has like a skit in a sense. She did a pretty interesting job detailing this video. Let's go through it, and I'm going to read what she says out loud just so it's easier for you guys watching on television, okay? So let's go through the clip. Hey, how are you? Are you working tomorrow? That's the first text message. Then she responds, yes, what's up? Then he responds, I was wondering if you could drop me off at work before you go in. Then she responds, I don't think I'll be able to because going to your job will make me run late for mine. Can you call your job and tell them you will be late? Say you have an emergency or something. She responds, no, I will not do that. I'm not going to lie because you need a ride. You need to call an Uber. Uber prices are too expensive. You women are so not dependable. Sir, you are not my man. 2, I'm not asking you for my job, risking my job for you or anyone else. It's not risking your job. I'm just telling them you have an emergency and you'll be later, probably only 1 hour late. It's not that serious. Look, Mr. Red Flag, I said no. Move on down your roster. Well, can you just use a PTO day? That way you don't have to lie and you can pick me up when I get off too. That's kind of funny. She just blocked him. So it's funny. So the interesting thing about this is that the text, and shout out to her for detailing this, and the text messages from him was white and her responses were black. You know, it's hard for a lot of women in their 40s to use technology, so give her some credit. She even put some sound effects in it, right? The ding and the dings and blah, blah. So shout out to her for that. But I think she's trying to communicate something that is interesting. A lot of women in their 40s, they tend to date men that have these type of issues. They don't have a car. They don't got a place. They need a ride. They need to borrow some money. And yes, you're talking about blocking him, but think about it. If you're a woman who has a 2-car garage with 2 cars in it, why are you dating a man without 1 car, right? And my response to that is because they have to. A lot of these women don't have the options they think they have or they claim to have. They always say, I need a man that has more, that has what I have and more, but they never find them. Please. Let me see, show me an example of a woman in her 40s getting a man that has what she has and more. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Because what happens is, and I'm one of the guys that a girl would date and say, okay, he has more than me, right? In one way or another, right? He's more healthier than me. He has a career that's blossoming, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll look at me and they'll see like I'm either on their level or perceivably above their level. You know what I'm saying? It's not now, in the future, okay? But the problem is, I'm the one blocking them. So a lot of the attention they're getting is from guys that they could push around and they can muscle their way around, and they're going to show off to TikTok, and they're going to show off on the social medias like, oh yeah, I have all these men, and I'm blocking them and I don't want them. Meanwhile, she's getting blocked too, right? Because if you weren't getting blocked, you'd have a husband. It's so interesting to me that women are flexing that they have this autonomy and they have agency over their life, as if that means that they're desirable. You are alone for a reason. Shout out to one of my subscribers, Mr. Missy. He always says that if she's over the age of 35 and she has no man and she's attractive, it's usually a personality problem. That's true. I've seen that. A lot of the personality problems is this. A lot of these women are selfish. They're entitled. They want to take. They don't want to give. Now, honestly, I'm not saying the guy that she was talking to might be a good guy, but what's wrong with giving a guy a ride to work? I understand she don't want to be late for her job. I get that. But, a lot of women would love for you to bend over backwards for them, but they'll never do it for you. They want you to do all these grand gestures, but they won't do a grand gesture for you. Their assumption is, you should have this on. You should have this on your own. Baby, you should know how to take out your own trash. I met a girl, and I was texting her. She was like, I was like, what do you want from a man? She was like 36 or whatever. I was like, what do you want from a man? I want someone to take out my trash. Why do you want someone to take out? You're an able-bodied person. You can take out your trash. Isn't that the same argument? It's a little different because we know you can take out your trash. That guy, he don't got a ride to work. It's not like he's pretending he don't got a ride. He wants to rely on you, and you're saying go get an Uber. It's like do it yourself. Why don't you take out your trash yourself? Why don't you change the smoke alarm yourself, right? Change the batteries in the smoke alarm yourself. Why don't you do half of this stuff? Why don't you take your car to the mechanic yourself? Why don't you try not to get ripped off yourself? It's so funny to me that when a man is lacking and a woman can easily make up for his lack, she chooses not to. But you ladies want us to make up for your lack. I have a huge issue with that. I really do have a huge issue with that. And I think this is why a lot of women are single. I really do. I really believe this is why a lot of women are single. Anyway, I got one more video. Let's go through it. Let's see what she has to say and we will respond.
Hi, and welcome to this episode of Dating in Your 40s Be Like, the fuck. So, can somebody please explain to me why it is so hard to find a guy in Pittsburgh? Age appropriate, not married, doesn't have a girlfriend, attractive, stable job. Like, I genuinely hate being on the apps. It is not a good time. I feel like there's a lot of swiping, unnecessary swiping, all the swiping. Can we have this conversation? Why the beards? I know it's like a huge trend and a lot of the girlies are like super into it. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but like, if we're gonna have a beard, can we keep it tight? Can we keep it groomed? Can we keep it looking cute? Yeah. Ladies,
Who are you talking about? Like, I don't even want to hear she complaining about nonsense. First of all, ladies, please understand this. A man is something you don't look for. You guys said that we were the hunters, right? So if we're the hunters and you're the prey, we're going to find you. If no one found you, you're not desirable prey. Let's just start off with that. Men are like success. You don't find it, you attract it. Okay? A desirable man, you don't got to find him and persuade him to be with you. He's looking for you if you're desirable. Women must understand this. The fact that apps don't work for you is another dig against you. That means you can't make a profile. You can't describe yourself in such a way that men who have something want you. Who are not. You're supposed to get messages blown down. All the people who are the most desirable people on dating apps, they're getting overwhelmed by by DMs and messages. They're getting overwhelmed by it. Okay? They get the most messages. They get the most swipes. They get the pick of the litter. That was my personal experience with dating apps. It's still pretty much my experience with dating apps, right? I get a lot of good choices. I'm not saying I get all of them, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women who get on dating apps and they're difficult and they're finicky and blah, blah. And, just because you match with somebody doesn't mean you're going to actually meet up with them. And just because you meet up with them doesn't mean you're actually going to sleep with them. And the whole thing, right? But the reality of it is there's unlimited upsides for putting yourself out there. And so a lot of women don't know how to utilize that. They don't realize that if they put themselves on apps, they have more opportunities. If you have less opportunities on apps or you don't like them, then you don't like the process of becoming a woman who gets married. You don't like the hard work it takes. You want to do nothing and get everything. Sounds like a you problem. You need to fix that, okay? Grow up. You're not a child anymore. You're in your 40s. Make something happen. Because we're going to judge you by your results. Okay? God says you're going to know them by their fruit. And you have nothing but complaints. Oh, they're big. Can it be neat? Can you be fit? Can you be friendly? Right? They show up however they want to show up, but we got to show up in a way that they desire. Make it make sense. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel, blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.